when you think about No Limit and you think about that time when y'all was just dominating, but then to be able to sell out these arenas in present time still, how does that make you feel?
Well, that was crazy. I guess it just was a testament to the work that was put in, man, back then. For to even, I guess it's humbling to even be able to do this, even for just myself to be able to do this. After serving 21 years in prison, and to go out and people still. People still rock with what you do, and that's humbling in itself. But it was crazy because my first couple shows on the No Limit tour, man, it was like sensory overload because I remember walking out on stage and I was like, damn, because I just came from being in a dorm, an enclosed dorm, and now I'm standing, in front of 15,000, 20,000 people, and I just remember just looking like, what the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then after I overcame that, I just smiled to myself because this is what I imagined it to be. For all of those years, I used to sit on my rack and just beat on my chest and rap and see all of those people in my mind. So it was just a reflection of what I had already been dreaming.
When you talk about those dreams coming true, man, I mean, how was that feeling emotionally when you get off that stage and you go back home and you say, okay, I done finished doing what I did today, but damn, I had a good ass day. Yeah. What was that feeling like?
Oh, that felt good, man. It felt good and it was exhausting. When we did the No Limit tour in New Orleans, I actually did the Jazz Fest earlier that day. So that was like one of the things I wanted to accomplish so bad was to actually perform at the Jazz Fest. And so I got a chance to perform at the Jazz Fest with a live band, to do my thing and, play different instruments, communicate with the crowd. And I left off the stage, went home. I was tired. It was hot as hell at the Jazz Fest.
Yeah.
I was exhausted, laid down. And that's when I got the call from P like, yo, I need you to come tonight to the Smoothie King. I was like, damn. Like, all right. So I got up.
Yeah.
And I went, but it was fun, man. After that day, after doing both, because that's two totally different crowds, but yet it was still a lot of people both ways. And I think that night I kind of exhaled and was like, man, this was a dope day. Yeah, this was a dope day. And then after that, I just kind of went out. Tired. It was like, yeah, it was a dope day. You know what I mean? Like,
when you think about legendary stuff, though, man, when you're thinking about Mac, Fiend, Snoop Dogg, Master P, Soulja Slim, Moby Dick, Beats by the Pounds, KLC, y'all all going out as legends in this thing. Did you feel like y'all were having a legendary run at that time, or were y'all just getting it in?
Man, I know it felt, I was proud at that time. It felt good to be a part of something that was bigger than me, that was moving and that people knew pretty much all over the country. I think that was, that was a good feeling to be a part of something like that. Did I know it was legendary at the time? I don't know, because I was still competitive at the time and I was still, in battle rap mode. It's like, no, this ain't, for me it was more like, this ain't the zenith yet. I got to get there. I want to make sure I sell like 9 million copies and that everybody in the country can basically be able to say that, this dude here is top 5. So that was the goal, you know what I mean? And so even though we were accomplishing and it felt great, I was just so competitive at the time that I was like, this ain't how it's gonna close for me.
Exactly.
Like, but over time and being able to look back at it, it was like, okay, now I understood why it's so, prevalent today.
What do you think it was that made it so legendary, though, too? And what do you think the elements that had to happen in order for that music and y'all personalities to transcend time?
Every part of it. It's like you had the guys with the talent, on the mic. You had the guys with the music,
production,
with the production. You had the street teams. You had, and at the helm of it, we can't take credit away that, you had a leader, man, who just was not only had the know-how and had the business sense. He had the balls. He had the audacity. You know what I mean? And that's what it takes. And I think that without all of those elements, it wouldn't have worked.
At what times do you feel like P had to be audacious to get the job done?
I think at all times. I think that was just part of his personality. You know, it took. You know, it takes. It takes somebody, man, who don't take no for an answer.
Yeah.
It takes somebody who is self-possessed, who believe in what they're doing enough to go to lay it all on the line. It takes that, whether it's him or anyone. You know, I would encourage anybody, if you want to do this, you basically have to, you know, people say you got to sell your soul or sacrifice. Yeah, you got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice all of you for your dream.
Yeah.
Not to nobody else, to yourself. You gotta sacrifice it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to put your all into it, and that's the only way you're gonna be successful on that level.
Exactly.
Because the biggest artist is just the hardest working artist. That's all.